is. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
I
I love
love
being
being
black. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black.
All right, all right, all right. We're back. We're back. We're back tonight. Back tonight, Friday night. Friday night. Come on in. Come on in. I need you guys to make sure you share and like this video. All right. We're going back to slavery. All right. Are we going back to slavery? Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black.
All right.
Tell the truth. I love and being black. Devil.
We're going back to slavery, people. We're going back to slavery. They said the real Donald Trump, no, I will not put black back in slavery. All right, Donald. Hey. All right. You should. All right. All right. All right. Come on in, people. I mean, that's rumors going around saying that black people gonna be back in slavery. Donald Trump win. All right, come on in. We ready to talk about it. Phone lines are open. 872-299-0808. You could be Democrat, Republican, or Green Party. Don't make no difference. You can come on in. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Bernard Phillips, what's going on? Jason C. Dollar, maybe broke, but never slavery. Okay. All right. Karen Crawley, Strong Jackson, I see you. Sharice Wright, I see you. I see you. All right, people. Let's get this share. I need about 10 shares before I get started. 10 shares. 10 shares before I get started. 10 shares and 10 likes. Mm-hmm. Come on in. Come on in. 10 shares and 10 likes. This is live, uncut, unedited. We taking phone calls 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. Come on in. Come on in. I need you guys to come on in to say today. Come on in. Mm-hmm. Come on in. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. All right, on Facebook, let me see how many shares I got. I got 3 shares. All right, now I need 10 more shares. I'm leaving up to y'all. I need some likes. I need some likes and shares. Facebook, like and shares. Same as YouTube. Tag someone. Mm-hmm. Houston, Texas in the house. Chester, Cheetah Hustler. What's up? Texas in the house. YouTube off the chain. All right. All right, tomorrow. All right. Come on in. I'm yawning. This is going to be a good show. I want to hear why blacks think we're going into slavery. All right. Don't believe the hype. Mexicans and Americans are always doing all the labor work, and this young generation ain't going. All right. Jill Smith. Hey, Jill Smith. Your grandbaby. Share this post and hit like. That's it. Share this post. Stock King, get busy, Drizzy. Blacks have suffered the most. I have seen in my life under Biden, Harris, no jobs, everything high, immigrants, gates open, all resources gone, but we are going back in slavery with Trump. Stop it. All right. All right. Denise Jones. What's up, Denise? I see you. I see you. I see you. All right. Sweet jamming lips and body. Hey, hey. YouTube showing out tonight, ain't it? Again. Uncle G says slavery never went nowhere. They call it jail, prison, penitentiary these days. Okay. Jason, WID. I don't know what that means. Ronnie Johnson, I'm checking in, cuz. Happy Friday evening. Thank you, cuz. Thank you so much. You know, they said the Republic's gonna put us back in slavery. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, come on, people. I need some likes and shares. The phone lines are open. That's how many shares I got. Come on in, people. Let's see. I see 3 shares, man. Unless I'm looking at my page wrong. 3 shares, people. Y'all crazy. All I see is 3 shares, 21 people here on Facebook. Oh man, put it in y'all groups. Come on, people. Come on now. They said Roberta Grant said they've been playing these games with us since slavery. Everybody come up, but not black Americans. No president ever did anything for black Americans. All right. All right, people. I need 10 shares on my Facebook page. 10 shares, 10 likes. I got 4 likes. 21 people on here. 23 people on here. And nobody want to hit like. Ain't that some? Do I got some haters or what? What do I got watching me? What's going on? Live uncut. Oh, what it do? Okay. WID. What it do? Okay. Antoine Braddock. All right. Building a trust fund. Okay. All right. I need 10 shares, people. 10 shares. I got 4 likes and 3 shares. Nobody want to share the video? Elect President Donald Trump won. He's supposed to be putting black folks in slavery. All right, come on, people. Where all my people? Where all my Democrats at? Where you at? Where y'all at, people? Where are you guys? Where all my people at? Where all my people at? Come on in. Let me see where I'm at. I'm still at 3 shares, people. Come on, y'all can do better than that now. 3 shares. Y'all afraid to share the video? My goodness, man. Y'all afraid to share the video?
Mother Diva.
Yeah.
I joined.
Come on, Mama Diva. They afraid to share the video. Yeah, like I'm gonna bite them.
They afraid to share what video?
Because this video that we on. Yeah, I got 3 shares.
Because you admitted you committed a felony by videotaping your vote.
I guess I committed a felony.
I took pictures of mine.
Yeah.
No, I take pictures of whoever I vote for. So I can show them, so I can prove to them that I did vote for them. But I just wanted to follow up on some things that Sarge was saying. I know you had some follow up shows, and I got busy with some other things.
This ain't the follow up show. Now we're talking about Trump putting his black people back in slavery. Now I know. So That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you thought I was calling in on the Kamala show? I didn't got it
Yeah,
confused.
you done got it confused. This ain't that. Yeah, this is
Okay, so is the question Trump is putting black people back in slavery? Is that a question?
Yeah, I'm asking a question. Is President elect Donald Trump going to put black people back in slavery?
In what way?
I mean, that's what a lot of black people were saying. If we vote for Donald Trump, he's going to put the black people in slavery, back in slavery.
Okay, so let me just say this. Okay. What has happened in this country is a lot of fear mongering. Mm-hmm. The Democrats have subliminally sent messages to the African American community and has created fear in their mind. This is a psychological fear mongering. Okay, I remember looking at an award show last year, and Taraji P. Henson was just screaming and hollering about Project 2025. First of all, most people haven't even read it because it's almost 1,000 pages. Mm. Some people have read the first 100 pages. I read some of it, and some of the things that Project 2025 is not even that bad. But Donald Trump has repeatedly said, and some people feel he's lying, but Donald Trump has repeatedly said that he has nothing to do with Project 2025, that he did not create that. Some of the people that worked with him created that, worked on the creation team for that, but those people no longer work. I mean, Donald Trump is not an easy person to get along with. You know, he's a very complex and complicated individual. So he fires a lot of people, and a lot of people end up quitting. It's very difficult to deal with him. You have to know how to deal with a person like that. But at any rate, there's just a lot of fear mongering, and a lot of this is coming from the Democrats. No, I don't believe that Donald Trump plans to put African American people or black people back in slavery, because if you go back to when he was president, and there are even some African American women who already know this, but during the time he was president from 2016 to 2020, you could actually look this up. More African American women were getting CEO jobs, like, CEO, president, VP. They were getting those kind of jobs during his 4 years in office. And you can Google that. That is just a fact. So we just have to wait and see what his plan is. But what I want people to stop doing is being so distracted by the president, because the president does not have the power that most people think they do. The rules and regulations and the laws and the bills, all of that comes from Congress, and Congress can pass something. If he vetoes bills, they can override the veto. So your senators and your congressional people are the ones that have all the power. Most of us just get distracted by the president. We have another election next year for local offices, school board, college board, township supervisor, clerks, all these things that affect us locally. And we need to start really paying attention to that. But what I'm excited about, and I'm in the Green Party, and I voted for Jill Stein. I'm excited about the fact that he said on day one, he's going to get rid of these migrants, because it is not right for people that come over to this country. There was no plan for them. They didn't even teach them how to speak English. Now they're giving them cars, giving them phones. They're becoming Uber and DoorDash drivers. They have been stealing people's food, because I do DoorDash sometime, and I went to go pick up an order, and they told me the migrant came in here and got it. And I said, well, the person didn't drop it off. So it's just, and then I'm really upset with Governor Chubby, because they decided to give them driver's licenses. So now you're going to put non-English speaking people on the road with a driver's license, and they're not going to go get no insurance. Some of them might, because the law says you have to have it. So the Democrats has really broken this country. I mean, let's look at Congress. Congress has turned into a senior citizen center and love and hip hop. They're fighting, they're ghetto, they just have no class, no decorum. This country has run amok. And it's time for it to get some law and order. So he is the president now. I voted for someone else, but he's the president now. So what are we going to do? The only thing we can do is work with what we have. We need to work with Congress. We need to work with Donald Trump and his plan or whatever he's going to do. And we as collectively as a community can say, hey, here's an initiative. I mean, that's what Ice Cube did. And that's another thing that bothers me. Ice Cube wrote a whole contract with Black America. And the Democrats promised that they would take a look at it and never got back to him. So people got mad because he had a meeting with Donald Trump about it. So perhaps that can be revisited. Okay. And you didn't really hear much about it after that. I mean, it seemed like the contract with Black America didn't get the same media attention as Project 2025. I wonder why that is. And as far as Kamala is concerned, I think she owes it to every woman in this country to tell Joe Biden to step down so she can at least be president for 2 months or invoke the 25th Amendment. Because honestly, she really didn't want to become president. She ran for the campaign money. Now she has $1 billion. She's an actress. If she really wanted to be president, she would have told him to step down or invoke the 25th Amendment. She would have made a boss move. So she fooled the American people. She's an actress, a liar. She ran for the campaign money, and now she's worth $1 billion. That's it. That's all.
So
let that resonate.
Oh wow. Let me Norma, you have a prophecy. You have any prophecy numbers? You're good with numbers too as well. Every 40 years, you always, now this time you didn't come out with no numbers.
Well, no, what it was, we hadn't talked, about the race at all.
Okay.
But the number 4, is synonymous in the Bible. So there's always going to be a 4 principle. Either it's going to be 40, 400, or 4,000. Okay. And so I was trying to figure the pattern out because he was president from 16 to 20, which was 4 years. Then, so there was 4 years of kind of like a plenty, then 4 years of a famine. Now we may have a little, be a little bit more plentiful. I mean, there are people talking about he's going to cut food stamps and all this. The thing of it is, what people have to understand is that when it comes to the food stamp program, the way it's set up, some people who are taking advantage of the system and not following procedures to get the food stamps may get cut off. I know that 20 years ago when I was getting food stamps, I had to work for them. I had to work 3 days out of the month to get my food stamps. It was called an Earn Fair program.
I remember.
Okay.
That.
So and that was under a Republican administration. That was under George W. Bush. As a matter of fact, Martin, George W. Bush is the reason you got your award. And when George W. Bush was president in 2003, he created the Presidential Volunteer Service Awards because it was supposed to inspire and encourage people to start volunteering in their community. And when they did the different levels of hours, like they have bronze, silver, gold, and a lifetime achievement, then the president would give them an award. So, and if you look at a lot of the Democratic cities and states, they have worse problems than Republican areas. I mean, these are things that we have to take a look at. And I'm not saying that they're not poor Republicans, Republican areas that are not disenfranchised, because they are. But for the most part, it's the Democratic states or the Democratic districts that are more disenfranchised than the Republicans. But no, I don't have no prophecy right now. I think we just going to have to wait. Donald Trump is, well, maybe I do have a little one. He's going to give you the element of surprise. Everybody is wondering what he's going to do. So he's probably just waiting to put on the show like he did before. But he ran this country like a business, because you have to understand that he's a businessman. He's not a politician, and people appeal to that. Now, one lady was saying, I heard this on a blogger show, that people in this country felt Kamala was forced on the people, and what she meant by that was, we didn't vote her in. What happened was, we had a primary election. Joe Biden won the primary, okay? And by the time it got to the delegates to choose, he had stepped down. And so I felt that when Joe Biden decided to drop out of the race, there should have been a special election for America to vote in whoever they wanted to, whoever was second choice, whether it was Marianne Williamson and Kamala Harris, whoever was next on the list, we, the people, should have chosen. And so some people feel that she was bullied on the people because we didn't go through the process of voting for her in a special election, because this is the first time we've had, I guess, maybe in our lifetime, or, in recent times, in the last few decades, someone running for president that just decided, that was supposed to be the Democratic nominee, and they just dropped out. So it's a special circumstance.
Mother Diva, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now, do they have control over the House and the Senate, the Republicans? Which one, or they have both?
They got control over all of it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. I don't want to speak too soon. Let me Google.
Somebody, Barbecue said that Congress and the Senate will be controlled by the Republicans also. Wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to see now. So Congress election result. Yes, okay. So the U.S. Senate is they gained 4 seats. Here's the interesting thing that I want people to take a look at, because a lot of these people are actors. Mm-hmm. Okay. You have people who are flip-floppers. Okay. You have people that start off as a Democrat, they flip over to Republican. You have Republicans that flip to Democrat. Both of them are pretty much one and the same, because it's a 2-party system. And like myself and the Libertarians and Independents, we're fighting to be included in things. One of the reasons why we don't have inclusion is because it's not law. So there's some laws that have to be passed. So it's 45 Democrats in the House and in the Senate, and 53 Republicans. And I think we have 2 independents. We do have 2 independents because Bernie Sanders is independent. So let me see what the Congress House of Representatives is, what they got. And they're still counting stuff.
Because I had 2 people on here say they got both control of both.
Let me see election results.
Well, I know one thing. Let's talk about some of the policies that Trump is going to pass. He's no longer going to fund minors getting castrated. You got to be at least.
That is awesome. I am so happy about that.
He's not going to fund. He's going to stop funding for that. He's going to arrest any doctor, anybody that is going to perform those surgeries on minors.
Because the child, I don't understand where all this came from. These people, listen, I have colleagues who are LGBTQ, and they're very much against that. These are children. If children, I didn't even know, I thought a doctor could not perform those kind of surgeries, but I guess with the parental consent, But a parent should not be able to consent to a child having any type of altering to their bodies. They need to wait till they're 18. And it's not just that, because hopefully he'll do something about the other side of it. For those of your listeners that are listening and you don't believe me, you can call Planned Parenthood. A lot of the women's clinics, including Planned Parenthood, a 12-year-old girl can go into any Planned Parenthood without their parents' permission and get birth control pills, get an IUD inserted in them, get vaginal devices
get abortion.
inserted in them. Some of them
they can get abortion.
They can
get abortion.
That I didn't know.
No, yes, they can. They don't need their parents' consent in order to get abortion at all.
That is horrific. And you know what? This is another thing, Martin, that people are not talking about. So, according to the law, let's talk about Illinois. The age of consent in Illinois is 18. If two people are under the age of 18 and they have sex, that is considered statutory rape, and they can be arrested for that. So it is against the law for minors to have sex with each other. Now, if the minor is going to Planned Parenthood getting birth control devices, and they're under the age of 18, that would make Planned Parenthood a co-conspirator to a sex crime.
Tell the truth.
I mean,
and shame the devil.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah, what's your
we're okay with 15, 14, 15, 16-year-old girls and boys having sex. We're okay with that. We like, well, they going to do it anyway. So what? So they're going to do it anyway. So we might as well just help them do it because they're going to do it anyway. And then it's the responsibility for the taxpayer because your 15-year-old doesn't have a job, living at home with their parents, living in foster care. They don't have no money. So now the taxpayers got to pay for them to be on welfare. But if we enforce that law and say, you know what, if you having sex under the age of 18, you going to jail. They might stop doing that. Because it is a law on the book. Unless your state has something called a Romeo and Juliet law. And a Romeo and Juliet law is when teenagers have sex, they don't have the punishment is very low, like it's minor, like a misdemeanor or something. Okay, but this is where we're at. Our minds have been conditioned to accept certain things that should not be conducted. But go ahead.
Okay, now what's your take on the when you call some humans that have had a transsexual experience, whatever, and they call them
transgender.
Yeah, they call them he, they. Why they don't want to be identified as him and her?
Okay, so you're talking about the whole pronoun movement,
right? Yes. What's up with that?
Okay. So here's where we're at. There is a whole LGBTQ movement going on, and I don't want to discriminate against various members of the LGBTQ community because it's a whole community. But within that community, there is division. Not all LGBTQ community people feel this way. You have a lot of old school people, like when I was back in my 20s,
right?
A lot of things that we was doing and saying then, people have taken it and exaggerated it. Okay. So there's a division in that community, and a lot of the people in that community don't agree or feel some of these things. But what has happened is that we're living in a society now where people want to be identified by the way that they feel. So you may have someone who gives the appearance of a male, but they want to be identified as a female. Okay. The problem with that is, Martin, you cannot say, I identify as female and walk into the ladies' bathroom.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tell the truth.
See, we got a problem. We have a problem with that. Okay. Because it will get to the point where folks may start, having bathroom police and carding mofos, so they go to the bathroom. We need to see your gender, it may get to that point. So, and then people are getting offended. Like if you say, "Excuse me, sir," they'll turn around. "I'm not a sir. I'm a ma'am," and you're offending me. My pronouns are, and then you have some people who are, I can't think of the word right now, but they don't identify as male or female.
Right. They, us,
Okay.
you, we. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. People, how far we have gone, people, we can't stop people from what they sexuality. We can't. We have no control of what a person likes in the bedroom. But man, that thing that what you just said, Mother Diva. So I'm a man, right? I'm naturally born a man. So if I feel like I want to be a woman tomorrow, I can go in a woman's bathroom. Something wrong with that. So the police say, "Hey, you come out and no." I said, "No, I'm a woman. I feel like I'm a woman today, and I'm going in the women's bathroom." Something wrong with that. That's terrible.
Binary. It's called binary.
Okay. Tell us what that means.
Yeah.
Tell us what that means.
Well, you don't, okay, so let me see. That's when here it is, gender, okay. Okay, so the gender binary describes the inaccurate concept that gender is categorized into only two distinct forms, man or woman. Many gender expansive identities exist either between or outside of this binary, such as gender fluid, gender queer, non-binary, or agender. So let me look up the other one. And see, this is what we have to do. We have to do research.
Because all this is new to me, people. It's new to me. So we definitely have to do research, And
so if you are non-binary, it means that you don't identify as male or female. It says non-binary is a term used to describe a gender identity that is not exclusively male or female. It says non-binary people may identify as a mix of genders or as falling outside of the male or female category. So, here's where we're at. The positive side of this, and I know this may be different for some of your listeners, we're moving towards more of a psychological and spiritual existence as we continue to grow, because we are all spirit beings having a physical existence. Okay, so we have something that's inside of us that is universal spirit law, which causes us to breathe, move, and have our being. Okay, so that universal spirit law is not male or female. Like, let's take the sun in the sky. Is it a male sun or is it a female sun? Is it a male moon or is it a female moon? Are the stars male or female? So the sun, moon, and the stars have no gender identity. So we're moving towards something higher than us. But the problem with that is it's causing a lot of confusion. Some people don't want to be put into categories. Sometimes you have to be put into categories. It's just a lot. And we need to be able to maneuver through this. And it can be very challenging. So I'm sure that we all can come together as a community and try to come up with some solutions. I think one of the solutions is, in order for you to use a female bathroom, you must have a vagina. In order for you to use a male bathroom, you must have a penis. That's very simple. Because listen, if some dude decided to go all the way and have his penis completely removed and reshaped into a vagina, baby, all means you could go ahead and pee right next to me. If you went through all that just to have what I have, you deserve to walk into the ladies' bathroom. Okay? But you cannot be there. There was an incident in the locker room where it was a transgender in there, and the women felt uncomfortable. And look at what I think her name was Leah Thompson, that swimmer. I mean, why is it that we're living in a society where men who identify as women or become transgender can participate in female
sports
and win? I mean, so does that mean that a female who weighs 350 pounds can become a linebacker for the Chicago Bears?
I never looked at it like that.
You know, I mean, okay, so what if a woman decides to change her sex or become a transgender into a male? Can they go play for Bears? You know, it's like, it's always, this is what women are having a problem with. Men that are always trying to take over and control our lives and win at everything, and it creates a problem. And so it gets to a point where, okay, a lot of women make less money than men. You know, for a long time, women couldn't vote. Men were in charge of everything. As a matter of fact, we lived in a world where men were gynecologists. How do you as a man get to deliver my baby and go up inside my vagina and you don't even have one? But we accepted that. We accepted that because back in the day, there were midwives. Men wasn't birthing no babies. How you gonna birth a baby and you can't even have one? But we accepted this in our society. Men were ruling the nation and controlling everything. Women started to come up. You have women bosses, women CEOs. We have women astronauts. Women doing all these wonderful things. Now here come these gay men that want to get into our space and create problems for us. I'm speaking third person. I'm not speaking Mother Diva. I'm speaking the thoughts of a lot of women out there who have issues with that. Just like, I don't know if you saw the picture of some transgender men who had went from female to male. And the caption read, "Men have periods too." And they all were standing there with blood in their groin. And it's like, are you serious? You are still a woman transcending into a male. You're going to have a period until they completely remove all of your stuff that creates the period and give you a penis. Men cannot have periods. Men can't have physical periods. Men can have emotional and spiritual periods. I've met a few men that I said, "Oh, you must be on your period." That's because they was acting like a bitch. Excuse my language. But I'm just saying that.
And shame the devil.
You know, I'm just saying that, when are we gonna get to a point where we have to take a step back and control these things? One of the reasons why our children are running amok is because they're being exposed to adult content. These kids out here carjacking at 12 and 13. Where did they learn how to drive a car? Grand Theft Auto, these video games. See, a lot of parents think, "Oh, my child is safe. They're at home. They are playing video games. They're not out in the street." Your child is not safe at home playing video games because the video game is teaching them how to commit crimes. And then after 6 months, they in the street carjacking. See, so there's a lot that we have to look at and come up with some resolutions. And at this point, going back to Kamala, I'm encouraging all women to put pressure on her to become president now, because she ain't going to have another chance. Her career is over. She need to take that $1 billion and go somewhere.
It's over, huh?
Because she screwed this up completely.
Well, why you didn't vote for Kamala?
Because Kamala put innocent people in prison in California. And there was a woman who told her story where Kamala created a truancy program in California. She was arresting parents for their kids either not coming to school or being late to school. I thought it was great, okay? But it had a stipulation. If your child was sick, you were exempt from that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a woman in California who had a child who had sickle cell anemia. And the school knew it, the doctors knew it, they all worked together. That woman ended up getting arrested. And for 2 years, she spent 2 years going back and forth to court to clear her name. And within those 2 years, she lost her job, she lost her car, they had to move into a hotel, they were homeless. The daughter was going into sickle cell crisis on a regular basis. And I thought that was very cool. Kamala wouldn't do anything to help these people. See, a lot of people don't know her history. They don't know what she did when she was in California.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it's very important, people that's listening. You better start investigating your state's attorneys and your attorney generals, because your state's attorneys and attorney generals can end up becoming vice presidents of this country.
Hold it right there.
You need to go look up what she did back in the day.
Hold it. Let's see what this new caller has to say. Hey, new caller. 832 area code. Go ahead, caller.
Yes. First, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, first time caller.
Yeah, first time caller.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. I really do. How did you hear about the show?
You popped about my feed.
Okay, perfect.
And I started watching you.
Okay, thank you. Well, what's your comment? So you can say anything. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Green Party. You're welcome here to speak your mind and everything. Go ahead. You don't have to agree with the host. I'm not that type of host. I'm just letting you know I like to hear all sides. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. When I was young, I was a Democrat. Mm-hmm. Then when I started becoming a business owner, then I started becoming a Republican, because as a Republican, they look out for the business owners and stuff like that. You can make more money and stuff like that with Republicans. But I called you because I want to disagree with the lady who was talking about the women and stuff like who was talking about the women. This why Kamala can't be. Don't need to be president, because women always, I want to say always, what's the word I'm looking for? Always do something like I'm gonna make an example. Okay, she said the gay people, the trans people, stuff like that. They trying to take over. The men trans trying to take over, but it's not the man's fault. It's the women's fault, because the women's, they always embrace them. Always embrace the trans people. Black men and regular men. I'm gonna say black men because I'm a black man. So black men, as we were young and growing up, we never did embrace the trans people. It was always the women. Always women embrace the trans people. Now the trans people taking over their sport, they got a problem. But the black women, they made the problem, because they always embracing the trans people, like a lot of black women vote for Kamala Harris and stuff like that, for she could become president and she gonna come in and make more problems for everybody. So I just want to call and say that, and just to disagree about disagree with the caller about the trans people, because I think it's the women's fault, most of black women, because they always embrace the trans people.
Okay, now Mama Diva, you still on here? Maybe you can clarify some things. I know you're still listening. Um, so he's basically saying that women harbor more to trans people, right? Is that what you're saying? Women.
Yeah, they do.
Now,
Yeah, they the one start.
okay, now that
Yeah, they the one.
go ahead. Let me say this. Now that the trans people are transitioning into women's sports and dominating, women have a problem with that, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they the one started the trans people. They the one gave the trans people rights. They the one helped them get their rights and stuff. Help them come on and get their rights, because black men's, white men's people, we always distance ourselves from them. We always distance ourselves from them. We never embrace them. We never embrace them. We never say, "Come on, y'all friends with us." Black men, any kind of man, we never embrace them. It always the black women always embraces the trans people. None of the trans people are taking over their sports and taking over what they trying to do. Then they got a problem, but they made the problem. So they made the problem. So then they complain about the problem. But black women should be complaining about the trans people, because they the one who made the problem.
Sir, I want to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
You want to comment, Mama Diva, or what? She hung up. I don't know. Sir, let me ask you a personal question. Do you think, this is off the record, you can answer, you don't have to answer. Do you think a black woman is ready to be president of the United States, or it's a bad timing?
No, I think a black woman should never be president of the United States. Because it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? A woman should never rule over nobody or over no person. That's in the Bible. So I disagree with that.
So what about a woman supervisor, a woman CEO, a woman manager? You disagree with that too as well?
Mother Diva.
Hold on, Mama Diva. I'm gonna come to you in a minute. I'm asking. Go ahead, sir.
I want to respond to him,
okay.
because
Well, go ahead, respond.
race.
Go ahead, respond, Mama Diva. Go ahead.
Okay, so I appreciate his comment, but we also have to look at the fact that this is working on both sides. It's not as much as it is male to female transgenders, but there are also female to male transgenders. There are a lot of females who were born a biological female, and they have changed their sex and transitioned into a male. So a lot of them hang out with guys, they friends with guys. The guys think they're a guy because they changed their sex to male. Okay, so and it's not just a race thing. I mean, he's saying that, well, black women embraced the trans community, so they got in there and took over, but it's black women's fault. Leah Thompson is Caucasian. A lot of what's happening in the sports world is not happening with a ton of African American people. Those people are Caucasian, so it's not. You know what you're saying is that I when I was speaking about it, I wasn't speaking about it coming from Mother Diva's perspective. I was speaking about it coming from what a lot of women are saying, and I never said race, because you have gender and you have race. The thing of it is that what has had to have stopped that or stopped it from happening was these organizations and these companies were the ones who decided to allow this to happen. Now, I agree with this gentleman in terms of it being women's fault for not controlling the situation, because we as women can unify and come together and change a lot of things. We can make laws. We can stop laws from being created. We could do a lot as a unit. Okay. So, no one protested. I mean, you didn't see like women coming together saying, if you allow this to happen, we're not going to support your sponsors. So a lot of it, I think in some ways it can be a woman's fault or women's fault, but it's not a race thing. This is a culture. This is gender twisting. And I don't have anything. Look, a lot of my friends are transgender. I don't have anything against transgenders or the transsexual community. It's just the fact that if you was born a biological female or male, then you need to get your own sport. See, this is the problem. They need to have their own communities. They have their own communities to a limitation, but there are the gay games. They need to have some transgender games. There should be prisons and jails and colleges and high schools, and they need to have their own community because this has become a problem. I am tired of going into a bathroom and I go in to use the bathroom and I turn around and it's a penis stall right next to me because now the bathrooms are unisex. So they have a toilet, they have the stall where the man can use it, and then they have a baby changing machine thing in there. Like, why couldn't you just have a toilet and a sink? Why has got to be a stall in there? I mean, all of this has affected all of us.
Yes, I do agree with that. I do agree that that affect everybody. But what I'm saying is, but I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that point. But what I'm saying is that when y'all, what I'm saying is that black women make the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm gonna make another example. It's just like when y'all want to like back in the day, y'all want to vote. Black women couldn't vote. Y'all want to vote, so y'all fight for y'all right to vote. So the white people, so the white people had taxed their problems to your problems, to the female problem. Then they made y'all vote, they made y'all have jobs and stuff like that. That's the same thing. That's the same thing I'm talking about. It's because y'all embraced them, y'all brought them out. So they attach themselves to y'all gender, to the female gender, and y'all supported them and y'all bagged them up. Now they're ahead of y'all. The trans people is ahead of black women, and they doing what they want to do. Now black women got a problem, but y'all started the problem because y'all embraced them, and y'all let them attach their problem to y'all problem to make it one gender problem. But y'all didn't embrace them in the beginning, just like males. We never embraced the trans people in the beginning, or in the beginning we never embraced them. You know what I'm saying? Now,
but
this point,
sir, that's not necessarily true. I told you that there are women who are born female and they have transcended into men, and
yes,
men embrace them as a man.
No. You older than me. I know you older than me. So
you know I'm older than you. How old are you?
I'm 44.
Who is y'all? Because I don't identify as a black woman. I am a mixed race woman, and I identify as beige and green.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm saying, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm saying back in your days. When you were younger, the black the male did never attach themselves to the trans people. You know what I'm saying? They always distance themselves for the trans people. It always was the women's who always attach themselves to the trans people, like be friends with them and stuff like that. But back in your day, they always
that women shouldn't be. I mean, like we supposed to discriminate against these people. Listen, let me tell you what trans people do. They are great
trans
makeup artists. They are great makeup artists. They're great hairstylists. And they are wonderful designers.
See, I'm talking about. See, you see what I'm talking about. See, but you can't have it both ways. You can't say that they wrong for people. Then I'm gonna brace them. But now they taking over. You want to say, oh no, they can't do this. No, they can't do this. You can't have it both ways.
Because,
you got to choose. You got to choose your way.
But sir, it's not about having it both ways. Okay, because guess what? A transgender person can't give birth. Okay,
you're right.
They can't have a baby. So it's not about having both ways. It's about the rules and regulations of these sports organizations, these places that are allowing these things to happen. We're good as long as you don't try to. And let me say this: it's not. We can't blame the transgender community for the Olympics allowing them to come in and identify as a woman in a female sport. We have to go after the Olympics. I mean, anybody that has an opportunity to shine and do something, they may take advantage of that opportunity. I felt what Leah Thomas did, or Thompson, whatever Leah's name, I gotta Google it, but I felt what she did was completely wrong. Because why would you even want to put yourself in a woman's sport when you know you were born man? Because men physically are stronger than women. Even let me say this, even Serena Williams said, because there was some transgender tennis player or something. So even Serena Williams said, I would not compete against a man. And she's one of the greatest tennis players on earth. She could probably beat a guy. But she said, I'm not playing against a transgender, and I'm not playing against a man.
Hold it right there. I
ahead.
want you guys to hold. I got Bill. I got a new call. I want to get. I don't want to leave him.
Bill.
Okay, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, sir. Bill.
Hey, just chiming in. Heard a little bit of the show earlier. The number one thing with the transgenders in sport, it never would have been a black man that felt like he was a woman exceeding to be in the Olympics or play in women's sports. Because as a man, a black man, we dominate sports anyway. So it would have been stopped in the door in the beginning. Now, as far as I get the guy that's speaking, our women, our black women, did attach themselves to the feminist movement back in the 60s and 70s, and let them allow them to manipulate them.
Thank you.
And then also, in recent times, our black women have gravitated, and it became fashionable. We see it on reality TV. We see it in real life. They attach themselves to gay men, and it was like having a new purse, the greatest purse, a new what do you call those little purse puppies or whatever, and they let them attach themselves to them in that form. I have to agree with that.
Do you know why women did that?
That's what I'm trying to say.
See, but the thing of it is, what this sounds like is we pointing fingers and playing the blame game. So we're gonna do that.
It is.
No, but what I'm saying is, then let me tell you what black women are saying. That would be the black man's fault, and I'm gonna tell you why. They're gonna point fingers at you because the reason why a lot of women embrace gay men is because gay men are just going to be their friend and not try to have sex with them. So maybe if men wasn't always trying to have sex with a woman and just want to hang out and be friends, maybe the women wouldn't need to have no gay male friends.
Okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
we just started
the
something.
gay male friend is not it's not a male. He doesn't have any masculine qualities as a being. So she might as well just have a regular female friend. But I can't sit back and say black men.
I don't know where you're getting that from, honey. I know a lot of gay gangsters. I know men that are gay that you would swear up and down they straight. They look just like Martin.
And I agree with that. For the most part, those homo thugs or whatever, they're not trying to attach themselves to a woman as her friend. They still trying to go up in her as a male. Now, we can't take away from a black man or a white man. We are men, and that's what men do. That's what men do. A woman just have to accept she might not never get a male friend, not a new one. She might have some if she was able to hold on to him for whatever reason she lost them as a kid. She might still have a male friend from then, but once.
Well, I don't want to generalize, sir, because there are some heterosexual men that are just friends with their heterosexual females, and they don't. I mean, I have male friends that have never tried me. We just friends. I think it does exist. But I'm saying the root cause of the problem, I'm going back to the root of it and what women were saying, that they embraced a lot of gay men because they felt comfortable around them and they could be friends. But that, I'm not going to generalize it.
But that's y'all fault.
I just want to say something.
Don't say y'all.
Hold it, people.
I ain't in there.
Hold it. I was trying to hold my peace, but I can't hold it, Lord. I can't hold it. Now, gay men or transgender men may not want to sleep with the women, but they want to sleep with your man. Let me say that again.
Sure.
Gay men or transgender men, what terms transgenders, hanging out with the women, they're not trying to go to bed with the women, but they want the women men.
And you know what? If those men were truly alpha males and heterosexual, they wouldn't even go there. See? Because I don't believe in this person stole my man, they stole my woman. Ain't nobody stole. People are not property anymore. If somebody is willing to give it up, that's on them. They may want to. You're right, Martin. But if I'm married, I'm a heterosexual woman, and I'm married to my husband, and I have a friend that's a male that's gay or transgender, if my husband is heterosexual and truly into me, he's not going to go there. Now, if he go there, that means that I overlooked something when we was dating and I didn't catch the signs. Because usually there are signs. I have gaydar, so I can pretty much tell. But it's always going to be on the receiver's end. You allow people into your space so far. And so a lot of things that are happening to people in the community is because they're allowing it to come into their space. We have to privatize our space and keep our spaces precious and private and not allow that into our space. We can't be so open.
It's still the one.
Hey guys, hold on. Do we have any gay men or transgenders that's watching and listening? Maybe they need to call in and give us some questions, because I know we were talking about Trump putting us back in slavery, but somehow the conversation have shifted. But if there are any gay men or gay women or you're transgender, call in. And if we said some things that's just not right, correct us. And we stand to be corrected. You know, at least I do. Go ahead, Bill.
But it's
Mother Diva, you kind of answered the question in full. It's on the receiving end. as far as a gay man, like Martin said, a lot of them do might want to sleep with they so-called friend girl's man or husband, or possibly one of his friends. But it's always on the receiving end. And these women have to own up to the mistakes that they make.
Thank you. They're not owning up.
It's just something about our women, and I love black women. I'm married to a black woman, and I think I could speak in this way about our black women, because not only do I have a wife, I have a mother, sisters, cousins. It's hard to get a black woman, to own up to a mistake.
Yeah.
And as far as them pandering and befriending a gay guy versus a straight guy, you already know what it is with most straight guys. And it's a funny thing. Hold on, let me finish. It's a funny thing with our women in particular. It's hard for them to stay friends with their friends, let alone a male. Because a lot of times, if it's an alpha male, he's going to tell them where they get off wrong. I done seen it time and time again. And my wife has several male friends that have become my friends. But they're not going to let her say and do a lot of things that her female friends will do, you know? So when alpha male is friends with a female, it's something special, and a real male friend is not gonna sleep with his friend, especially if that female friend is married or got a man. He'll come around and introduce himself and stand on being a friend. But you have women, and you have to admit it, that our women in particular, but our women, it's hard for them to stay friends with their childhood friends, their sisters, their mothers. It's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a problem when we got males that that's friends. We might disagree, fall out about something, but it's over with. He say his piece respectively, and the other party say their piece respectively, and they can go out drinking and shoot pool next week.
Okay, Bill, I'm gonna give her a chance to respond. Then we got a new caller. Go ahead, Mama Diva. I'm gonna give you a chance to respond. I got a new caller. Go ahead.
Here is the issue with what you're saying, because basically what you are saying, both of you all are saying that, well, it's black women's fault that transgenders are trying to take over because black women were the ones who embraced them. Okay.
Yes.
Technically, that's not correct, because women, period, embrace LGBTQ.
No.
So, okay. And secondly, you also have to think about how this is coming across and what you sound like, because let's flip the script. Let's take the same principle and put it on black and white relations. So what you're saying is, well, you know, black women let these transgenders come into their world and now they're taking over the world. You know, that's their fault. Okay, well, how about a million white people saying, well, you let these niggas come into our neighborhood and they tore it up, so that's your fault? Because that's what you sound like. You sound like it was wrong for women to embrace other people and other people's gender and culture. It's the same principle as white people saying that black people shouldn't be in their community.
Okay,
let's this is what I'm saying.
Go ahead, sir. I'm gonna let you talk because you've been trying. Go ahead, sir. Then I got a new caller. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
No, go on, take the caller.
Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus.
What's the topic?
No, we just listen in. Then just listen in. Just listen in.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay. Let me respond to what she said about the neighborhoods and about the transgender. Okay. Yes, it is the women's fault. Not the women. It's the black women's fault because they always embracing the transgender. White women back in your days did not embrace the transgender. It was the black women. Now about the neighborhood, if a black person moves inside a white person's neighborhood and the black people come in and tear it up, and white people say, "Oh, you should let them move inside the neighborhood," then yes, because you got the wrong black person moving inside their neighborhood. But every black person do not move inside white people's neighborhood and tears it up.
Not every transgender wants to take over.
No, that's wrong. 95% of the transgender, they want to take over. They take it over. They want their own share restaurant. They want this. They want that. They want that. It's not just one transgender out of a million saying, okay, I need my own restaurant. Or I need this. I need that. I need this.
Economic inclusion. Transgenders want economic inclusion. They don't necessarily want to go and compete as a woman in swimming or ballet. They just want economic inclusion. And there's a difference between the two.
Okay. Okay, my question is to you is, whose fault is it? Is the man's fault or is the women's fault?
Why it got to be anybody's fault?
Because it got to be somebody's fault. Because back in your day when you was young, y'all didn't have no problems. Y'all didn't have no problems at all. The transgender people, they stayed in their place, they stayed in the house, they stayed in their area. You had men's and women come together and everything else. But now everybody is twining together and out in the opening. Because back in your day, they weren't out in the opening. They couldn't be out in the opening because men didn't play it. Men did not allow them to come out in the open and do what they want to do out in the open in front of the kids like that. But y'all didn't. But black women embrace it. But I just want to know whose fault is it? It's the man's fault. It's the black man's fault, or it's the black woman's fault? Why the transgenders out? How they out? That's all I want to know.
Okay, so. First of all, it's the fault of the corporations that allow these things to happen. That's who the fault lies on.
No, it's not the corporation.
Why does black men and black women have to be blamed for anything?
It's not the corporation. It's not the corporation.
Mother Diva, I agree with you.
It's always the corporation. Y'all, you know what? If black people stop shopping at Walmart would probably change their policy.
Martin, can I say something right quick?
Yeah, okay.
But they create policies in the first place that disenfranchise the community.
Okay.
Sam Walton, what Walmart represents now is not what Sam Walton built.
Okay.
So whose fault is that?
Go ahead, Marcus. Let the new caller come in.
I just want to respond now that I understand what your topic is about.
Go ahead.
I think that what has happened here is there's a spiritual warfare. There's a spiritual war going on. And people have been deceived of who they are. And so the politicians, they only pass laws because the people want those laws to be passed. Some of them may not agree with it, but they're trying to stay in office. So they pass these laws to do what they want to do. Now, if some parents are allowing this, if some parents are allowing this behavior, it's the fault of society as a whole that's allowing it.
Right.
We have accepted this as a daily norm, and it's not a daily norm. It's a mental, to me, it's a mental behavior. If you were born a man and you want to transform yourself into a woman, you don't appreciate yourself. It's low self-esteem
that ain't being treated. The doctors are calling it a race. People are calling it a race. It's not a race. It's
Okay, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Yeah. The one who talking. Okay, I know you older than I know you older than me too. You is older than me. So I'm the young. I'm young. So you older than me. So I want to. Okay. Because
was you born in the 70s? Because if you was, you the same as me.
No, I'm born in the 80s.
Oh, well, you ain't too far behind.
Okay, go ahead. We got a new caller, y'all. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, answer him a question. Then I'm gonna let the new caller come. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I want to know is when you was young, back in the day when you was young, did the trains come out and hang with you?
No. They didn't allow it. They got laughed at again.
Thank you. So
it wasn't allowed. It's allowed now.
Oh, okay. Hello. Let me finish my question. Okay. Back when you was young, did the men allow the transgender out and to play, or did the women embrace it?
Did who now? Did the male embrace it?
Yeah, did the male embrace it, or did the women embrace it?
This is what I think. I don't know who actually embraced it first, but I don't think neither of the sexes wanted it. You just got some that do want it and have accepted it, both male and female. They have accepted it, but the majority did not want it. No.
Okay.
Hold
on, sir. Let me go to this new caller. New caller, you got to turn your phone down. You outside. I hear a lot of wind blowing. 9806. You got to go to the quiet spot or something. Go ahead.
Is that better?
Yes, better. Go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to bring up the topic on, how exactly is Trump going to put us back in slavery?
Thank you,
sir. What
is
this man going to do? What exactly is this man going to do? I live in Chicago. So you mean to tell me that I'm going to take my black ass to Rainbow Beach and I'm finna go on a slave ship. I'm finna put myself in cuffs and I'm going to just freely just go on a slave ship and master, I'm a slave. Come on, man, we in the 21st century.
Can I say something to you?
That's fear-mongering, and that's not going to happen, brother. Don't worry about that.
Have you ever heard of Reconstruction? Reconstruction. Study Reconstruction. Now, we wasn't put back in slavery, but we were into politics right after the Civil War. And then you know what the white boys did? They came and they changed the rules and Reconstruction and the birth of Jim Crow. And we could easily go back to Jim Crow because we never really left Jim Crow. We could easily go back there with the right people in place. And what Trump thinks, what some people think that
that's
Trump
buddy
can
Democrat.
do.
That's a Democrat.
No, I'm just saying. I'm talking white supremacy. What some white supremacy
you do know that fear means
that they can do that. They can do that, but this generation of black people ain't having it. They're not having it because you got a generation of white people who are not having it. This is a different America, not the America they think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It would never happen. I don't want to say how exactly will it happen.
That's the worst mistake we can do. We need to be on alert.
And also, too, I think they were speaking spiritually and psychologically because if you look at the NBA, I mean, if you look at a lot of businesses and corporations, I mean, it has slavery overtones to it. I mean, you take the NBA for example.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
just because slavery is not necessarily has necessarily ended from a physical standpoint, but spiritually and psychologically there's enslavement. And just because someone gave you a job and gave you a bunch of money doesn't mean that you're not in slavery. I mean, look at the NBA. The NBA is owned by Caucasian people. There are some African American people that own some teams.
It's not for the most part, people. It's owned by Jews.
Oh, okay.
They're not the real Jews, so it is owned by Caucasians.
Okay, so but the point I'm trying to make is that they give you a salary, and then when they tired of you, what do? They trade you to somebody else. Ain't that slavery? When they trade folks back and forth for the money,
slavery.
The NBA is the same thing.
And same
concept.
The celebrities are the new.
Don't forget the NFL and the MLB.
All of them are slaves. Just because you get money, just because you have millions of dollars, don't mean you're not a slave.
They can't even stand up for their people when they called upon, because them people who control that place make them go bankrupt.
Exactly.
That right there.
The whole concept of slavery is free labor. That's what slavery is.
But we got that going on right now in the prison system.
Yeah.
All right.
The music, the trap music.
If y'all want to consider yourselves slaves,
sir.
Y'all can be slaves. But
Sir, let me just say
not
this.
at all.
Hold it, y'all. Hold it.
If you go back and if you look at the legislative bill, the legislative bill was written by the Republican Party to get us out of slavery. Also, if you look back, the 1865 right to vote, that was written by the Republican Party. We have to get off that Democratic plantation.
Exactly.
The Proclamation, Abraham Lincoln signed that January 1st, 1864. If you really think about it, that's when we were free. That's our real 4th of July. We were free.
No, brother. Let me ask you this question right quick. Abraham never wanted to free us. He tried to bring the Union together.
But
on top of that, when they did free us,
it was
they were still locking us
1863.
up because they had laws against you couldn't be poor. So they were locking black people up. He didn't want to free us. He didn't have a choice but to free us. Had he had his choice, we wouldn't be free right now.
So you mean to tell me that when the Quakers actually freed us, they gave us the guns to actually fight back against the all-white slave masters. They gave us guns because everybody thinks that Harriet Tubman is the one that freed all slaves, which she did, but it was the Quakers.
It was a coalition of people. It wasn't just one person. It was a coalition of people. But
exactly the whole purpose of the Underground Railroad. It was
Lincoln did not want to free the slaves. They forced Lincoln. The abolitionists forced Lincoln to free the slaves. He did not want to free the slaves. He was trying to bring them together. He couldn't do it.
The Democrats free you, brother. The Democrats did not free you, brother.
The Democrats did not free you. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Black people need to quit depending on these parties that have failed us. Both parties have failed black people, and we need to form our own party. We need to clean up our own neighborhoods. It doesn't matter who in the White House. We can still survive. We afraid of Trump. We survived Reagan. Martin, didn't we survive Reagan?
Yeah, we survived.
Reagan didn't like black.
I just want to say this. Let me just say this real quick. Piggyback not on you, Marcus, the other brother. He said the whole point of slavery was economics or labor, but not only labor, it was control too, brother. It's control. If you look at the same concept, hold up, follow me. If you look at the same concept that we have today, that black people don't control the military, we don't control the education, we don't control the medical field, we don't control the food. That's the same concept that went on back then when they brought us into this slavery. We don't control anything. We're just here to serve the interests of white people. And you cannot deny that. You can't tell. Hold on.
That's not true.
Hold on, brother. You name me one thing, sir, that black people own and control. Name me one thing, one resource, such as help. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
That's not slavery, bro.
Brother,
that's not slavery.
Brother, listen. Slavery is when you don't own anything. You do as you told and you go as you told.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Thaddeus Stevens gave us the 40 acres in the mill. When Lyndon B. Johnson got into office, he said, fuck that. Get that shit back to the slave masters. So the Republican, that's just like me trying to give you $1 million. But you keep kicking me saying that, oh no, you don't want it.
Brother.
You want to keep going back to the Democratic Party.
Who's
telling you.
Brother, this is not. Let me just say something, my Republican brother. Let me just say something. First of all, white Democrats, black Republicans, white Republicans, they all have the same concept. They all have their thumb and their foot on our black necks, regardless, brother. It's the same bird with two wings. I'm telling you. Listen, let me just tell you something, brother. You have not answered my question. Tell me, in this country, what do black people own and control? What is it?
How can we own anything?
Brother, answer the question. Brother, answer the question.
How can we own anything?
Brother,
when you
answer the question. I asked you a question. I'm talking about black people. Put down. Let's drop the Democrat Republican thing.
Martin, are you speaking?
Hold on, brother.
Speaking exclusively as a whole.
As a whole, listen. As a whole,
there are African American people that own land.
Listen. First of all,
control that.
First, hold on. Listen. If the government come through there and say and cry eminent domain, that land that that African American person or a black person, it means no good. It is non-void. Period.
But they can also go to white people and say the same thing.
Right. Okay. What I'm telling you that we don't control nothing. We don't even control the food that come on our front table.
So what do you suggest that we do?
No. Hold on, brother. Hold it. We're not answering no questions. I want you to answer that question. Get rid of the Democrat and Republican right now.
Overthrow the government.
Right. Listen. What I'm asking you, brother, this is the same concept. When black people came to this country, African people came to this country, what did they own? Nothing. What did they control? Nothing. That's what I'm saying. We are in the same situation when our ancestors was brought over here to be labor. So that's the way they look at us, as labor. Both parties, at the end of the day, labor. I'm gonna educate you, black man, to run my company. Come on, you listen, brother. Let me explain something to you. Slavery still exists. It just changed forms. It's a mental thing, brother. Yep. It's a mental thing. That's all it is.
It's a mental thing, brother. Everybody.
Can I chime in?
We may not work. We may not own major corporations, but slavery is not an option. We are all working.
Bro, okay. Hold it, brother. Hold it.
Brother, can I say something?
Go ahead, Bill, because I want to get him. I got to. Let me get him, Bill. Because he running.
Okay, I'll chime in behind you.
Okay, he running.
I'll chime in behind you.
Listen, brother, I'm not going to let you run. I'm going to handcuff you right now for a minute. Listen, I want you to put on your thinking cap. I want you to put on your thinking cap real quick for me. Listen. It's not a Republican Party is not going to save black people. Democrat Party is not going to save black people. I'm just telling you, because you keep screaming Republican. Listen.
Yeah, but if you look at your history,
I'm telling you history, brother. I'm telling you history. Am I lying? I'm not speaking history. Think about it. Am I lying? Listen, okay, I'm going to tell you something.
We were all being cussed right now.
Brother, your master. Listen, brother. Come on, brother. Listen. What did your African? Hold, let me ask you a question. I want you to answer it. What did your African ancestors that was brought over to this country, what did they own and what did they control when they brought them over here? You name me something.
That's not the same thing.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. That's slavery. Hold on. We still dealing with slavery now. Let's stick with the subject of slavery. I asked you a question. What did they own and control when they brought our ancestors over here to be slaves?
That's not the same thing, but
brother, I'm asking you a question. Hold on, brother. Just answer the question. Hold on, brother. Answer the question. What did they own and control when they brought our ancestors over to this country?
We off that subject, brother.
No, we're not off that subject. No. We're not. Hold on. No, bro. Answer, brother. Can you answer the question? Can you, brother. Bro, okay.
To be slaves.
Okay, brother. Let me ask you a question. Since you say, hold on, brother. You don't see the concept.
I'm off that plantation, brother.
You off what plantation? No, you're not. I tell you one thing. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna prove that you. Hold on, brother.
Y'all still on it?
Hold it. I'm gonna prove to you and everybody that's listening that you still on that plantation. That business that you say you own in Chicago. Only way that's a legit business, you got to go through the white man and get accredited for that business. Get a business license. If you don't, hold on. Notice what I said. Go through the white man, not the black man, not the Spanish man, the white man. The same white man, his forefathers brought our people over here to be slave labor. You're another brother. You're nothing but labor to them. That's all you. Whatever business you operate, whether it's a service or whatever it is, you still got to pay taxes on that business. And if they don't recognize that business, it's not a legit business. When I say white supremacy.
Just like the white man has to go to the white man for that money. Everybody has to do it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And he's ruling. You don't think the white man ruling?
So how was that slavery?
Come on now, brother. That's slavery.
That's
to us.
Slavery.
You tell me, you show me.
No, it's not.
You have not told me nothing that you said you got your own business. You don't have your own business. You listen, you got to go through them to be recognized as a business.
Nobody has their own business then.
But I'm going.
Evidently, nobody has.
Oh, okay.
And that means we all in a slave then.
That's right. That's right, brother.
That means the white man. Right. That means the white man is slavery. The black man. The Spanish man.
The black man. The white man ain't in slavery. You're in slavery.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. No, you're in slavery. The white man control everything. You don't control nothing, brother.
The white man does control everything.
You don't control nothing. Now, stop paying your taxes on that bit. Hold on.
The white man face on the money.
Oh, okay, brother. Listen, brother. He don't want to answer the question direct, but you don't control. Now, what I'm trying to get you to say something.
Everybody don't pay their taxes going to jail. I don't care what race you are.
Everybody paying.
If you don't pay your tax, you going to jail.
Brother, you're missing the whole concept.
Pay your child support, you are going to jail.
You're missing the whole concept.
Well,
go ahead, Bill.
I want to chime in.
Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead, because he ain't trying to hear me.
What this young brother ain't getting. Yeah, we walking around like we free, and we have choices.
Tell the truth.
And
shame.
But this whole country was built on white supremacy. And whether you know it or not, you might not be in change. They don't want you in change. They want you to be able to function. And there's going to always be, there's more of us as millionaires or whatever, just like they're saying about the NBA. Do you realize the money that one player, especially if he's a top flight athlete, bring to that team? Yeah, he might make $8 million a year, but the money that he brings to that franchise is far beyond that. But we all end up being slaves to the rhythm, some kind of way or another, man.
I ain't never known no slave making no $8 million now.
Man, this man.
It ain't about what you listen, young brother. It ain't about the money.
But you make $8 million, and they get $800 billion.
but on top of that,
well, I'll feel it.
Just have the money. I'm going to give you a concept. No, it's not what they're trying to explain to you. It's not called slavery. It's been transformed. You've seen it time and time again. What they want the average black person and white person to do, because that's how ruthless they are. They don't care about us at all. They just showed us in the last 70 years, but they don't even care about their own that they call white poor trash. They want you to get a job. You ain't got it. If you get a job, you can take care of yourself. They're not liable. They're not liable. They don't have to feed you, get your tooth pulled, none of that. And then in working, you going.
Okay.
They want you to get as far debt as you possibly can. You don't even own your own house. When you can pay off a house that they didn't charge you because of the interest. You didn't pay double for it. Now you still don't own it because you owe taxes. And they so slick with these taxes, just like Martin said, your business, they'll close your business down if you don't give them their money. They will come and take your house if you don't take care of your business and pay the bill. And they gotta let to promote this new slavery, to promote it, they gotta let somebody shine so you can keep trying. And every time, if you look at history, when a black man, a figure,
all right, so
hold on, let me finish.
Let him talk, sir. Sir,
and stay enslaved.
Sir, let him talk.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
When a black man get to a certain level, they come back and break him down to give him everything that they gave him on some level. The young man is blind, and as long as you walk around blind, you'll never be able to see.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to necessarily say that about that young man. I understood his point where he was coming from, and he think he's a free thinker, and I'm like that too. But there's another flip side of this. I took some financial literacy classes from a guy, and I don't know if it was Rockefeller. I kind of want to put the wrong name on it, but I know one of these like billionaires in history basically said that the true way to be free is to own nothing and rent everything. So that's also another option, because when you don't own anything, no one can come and take anything from you because you don't own it. You don't have any assets. So there are ways to have that type of freedom and go around and learn those ways. It's a very closed community, but you have a lot of wealthy people, okay, but they have no assets. And we have to learn how to tap into that community if we really want to be free.
Okay, I got another call.
That explains why people leave cars.
Yeah, let's take this other caller. Hey, caller, 7997. Go ahead. Caller. Caller. 7997. Last four digits of your telephone number.
They might just want to listen.
Okay. Listen. Let's explain something to you people. Listen. Right now.
Yeah.
Are you saying something? Yeah, what that mean? Yeah, you gonna talk or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to if you let me ready. Okay.
No. Now you gotta sit and listen now, because you hung up. Sit and listen. You need some learn some lessons. Yeah, you did. You said bye and you hung up. Yeah, you did. I'm looking at the screen.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you?
I'm right here.
Okay.
No, that ain't me. I'm sitting on the
phone.
That wasn't
him, Martin.
Okay,
that was somebody else.
Okay. I'm sorry. No. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
I think we can get ourselves out of slavery, since they say we don't own our own business, is to put everything in a trust fund and buy stuff from the Chinese people and just sell it, because we're working for everybody. You don't want nothing
from China. You can forget that.
I said buy stuff from them. I've been buying stuff from them and selling it myself.
That stuff is cheap.
No, everything's not cheap. I bought a lot of stuff from China and I'm reselling it, and I don't got to pay nobody but me.
Okay, sir. Let me just say something. How about this? How about we be producers? When we produce something, when we make something, then people buy from us and we the only one making it. That's even better. We have to be.
Yes, it is.
I think that what's the bright Claude Anderson said it. We're producers of nothing. We're consumers. We buy everything. We're not producing anything. So once we
I'm buying to resell though.
Sir, I understand. I understand, sir. You're buying to resell. I understand that. You're making money. But let me explain something about money real quick. Do you know who faces on the money? They can wake up tomorrow.
The white man.
Right. The white man can wake up tomorrow and say, hey, that dollar is worth 2 pennies. Anything you could do or say, because they controls it.
Yep.
Anything you can say. They can do that. They have the power to do it because they control the currency. People don't realize it. What I'm trying to show y'all, this is power. People, power is when you're producing things. Like Africa. Africa got power, man, but they're not using it. They got all these. They got it all.
Yeah, they scared. They scared. They letting the people, white people take over there.
Yeah, and
actually it's the Chinese over there.
Yeah, Chinese over there now. So what I'm saying is, listen, what I'm saying is, people, we don't have the power that we think we have. Now, only thing that we have our minds. We don't have to be a slave in our minds. But this thing, and that's all I'm saying, people. Now, we living on their land. It's like a parent. Use a parent system. You got mom and father. Okay, you got a child. The child go in the room and tie his room up. But at the end of the day, both parents own the house. So when you get through tying up your room, you're going to go in there and straighten it up and do what I tell you to do. And that's the same thing what they tell us to do. We don't like a lot of laws here in America, but it's the law of the land. It's either we abide by it or we leave. One of the two. Listen, it's a lot of things about
all the people that said they gonna leave the country when Trump become president.
They need to be leaving. They need to be leaving.
They're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, they're not gonna do nothing. That's all cap. Yeah, they're not gonna do anything. I'm with you. So what I'm saying, I'm telling people, I'm looking for real power. Real power is where we can have our own land, owned solely by us. We could produce everything that we need. That's the power that I'm speaking as a group now, not as an individual. Now, I'm not saying America is not a place. Paying taxes. Right. I'm not saying America is not a place where a person can't become rich. But at the same time, the currency is controlled by them. You know, it's not, it ain't like they're passing out gold and silver. You know, those things, that goes up and down. But gold would never, always be valuable in any country you go to. Gold, period. So what I'm just saying, we still in slavery in a sense. That's what I'm saying. It's just changed forms. But your mind don't have to be enslaved. You don't have to have a mindset of a slave. That's all I'm saying, people. I know we now walk around here with shackles around our necks and physical shackles, but some of our minds are gone. We believe that white man is everything. Some of us believe that they can't do no wrong. They perfect. Some of us really believe that. Some of us hate our complexion. Really, people hate their complexion. They hate their hair. They hate everything about themselves. They hate it. They want to be just like the colonizer. The white people have colonized this country, us. All we know is this country. We don't know no other country. We know this country because we was born and raised here. It's all we know. Period. Now, we look at these foreign countries eating dogs and cats. That might be nasty to us, but it might be nasty to them eating pigs. But we eat pigs over here. So it's a different concept. So I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad, look bad, but we got to remember, people, we all are on the plantation. You know, we just cannot give them our minds. You know, we have to do as we told, because some things we don't like. It's manipulation. That's all. That's all. So I'm just saying, we control our. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, I want to piggyback on what you're saying, Martin. What people fail to realize is that this country was built on white supremacy. And yes, there's been some changes. We've made some progress. But the prime example of supremacy still, those values still exist, is we have had representation in Congress, the Senate, and on the local level for the last 70 years, almost 60 years. And the people that has been voted and sent there might have had good intentions, but for some strange reason, that's why we don't own nothing, because we don't have laws that's directed in favor for us. Most of them are laws that would hinder us, such as, or unwritten laws, should I say, such as redlining. It's still happening today, but we got people, it's nowhere in the world that our people should be where they are, and we've had representation.
No, let me piggyback off of Bill. I don't think it. I do think it's the law. Like I'm gonna say, like probably like 25%. It's the law and stuff. But me, I think is because I think black men don't come. But black men do not know how to come together and build, and black women do not know how to support black men and come together to build. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna blame the law. I'm not gonna blame the government because they do take a part, but it's a small part. It's a small part. We got to hold our own self accountable, because hold our own self accountable as black people to come together, to build, to put our money together, and open up business and stuff like that. It's like every man for themselves. The women, black women doing what they want to do, black men doing what they want to do. So we not come together as a group.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. It's got quiet. All right. Well, I'm anybody got last comments, because I'm about to end it. I just want to I made my point. You know,
Yeah, Martin, I just want to go back to the topic, people thinking that Trump is going to turn the people back to slavery and all this. All of this is just hype and talk. People are just in fear because they have been conditioned to fear Republicans. They've been conditioned to fear Trump. He can't do anything. As a matter of fact, you were talking about power. Presidents have no power. The power's in the House. They're figureheads. They're told what to do. Trump got people telling him what to do. During COVID, they told him, we got to shut the country down. He said, no, I don't want to do that. They forced him to shut the country down. So they just let you know he didn't have no power. He said, okay, fine. Because they kept pressuring him and telling him that you don't understand how this works. Trump is not a politician. He's a businessman. So the people that's already been there tell him what to do. So people need to stop fear-mongering and worrying about going back to slavery. If you believe in yourself and believe in a higher power, that's not going to happen. People are just saying all this stupid stuff. They're saying a lot of stupid things.
Okay, we got a new caller. Yeah, go ahead, Marcus. I'm gonna let Marcus talk. Hold it. Let Marcus talk. We got a new caller. Go ahead.
We as black people, we gotta quit yelling, and we gotta listen to each other, even though we may not agree what one person is saying. We still have to listen to each other. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their opinion. They have their beliefs. And the problem is we're not listening to each other enough. And these young people are watching right now as I speak. There's a group of young men that I know that's listening to this show. One of them has told me that it's really about money out here to these brothers. It's about money. Yep. Everybody trying to get money. They don't care about none of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go to the new caller. 6544. Go ahead, new caller.
Good evening, everybody. At first I said I wasn't going to call. I just wanted to listen in or whatever. But, the problem that I have with us as a people is, while there is systemic racism and everything that we are still experiencing. And I think Martin was really right. We are still in a different form of slavery. We are. The biggest problem with us as Black people is we are easily manipulated, and we don't know how to play with the uniform that we're issued.
Tell the truth
Issue is,
and shame the devil.
I understand that, you know, we were all upset here in Chicago and the other Democratic cities about this migrant situation. Okay, I was pissed off, and I agree. Local leadership needs to be shaken up. I have no disagreement with that. Okay, the problem is that we all, the people, our people that voted for Donald Trump, as well as the white folks that voted for him, they were kind. And the reason why a lot of white people came out in droves and vote for him, because what he was saying in his speeches, he sent them dog whistles. He sent them dog whistles. Okay? The problem that was created with voting for him is what they're about to do in the next 8 to 12 months. People are going to be pissed off. And Black people aren't going to be the only one that's going to be pissed off. There are going to be a lot of people. The Hispanics are already shaken because what's going on is the people that voted for them, some of them are getting ready to be deported because they're getting ready to be denaturalized. So they're about to feel it come next month. Okay? So some of them have already said they regretted voting for him. Ours is coming next. We voted for this man because we think that the economy was great up under him. Okay? It was. But what his administration knew, but they secretly knew, but they could not tell his supporters was he did inherit a healthy economy from Obama. Okay? So that's the economy that we were living under. Okay? So in the meantime, while he was in office, he added $8 trillion to the national deficit. Okay? He did. Now, with that being said, I am by no means saying that the Democratic Party is a perfect party for us. But I'm going to be honest. You know, I've read some of those bills that Democratic senators as well as Congress people have proposed. I've read some of them. And there were bills in there that would specifically have helped us. The dirty politics that the Republicans play is they sit up, they block those bills. They know we as a people, and not just Black people, but everybody, we don't take the time to read the bills that they block. So the whole time, we thinking that some of the politicians, I'm not going to say all, because some of them do go to Washington and they do forget about us. But for the ones that I know for a fact that are there fighting, they sit back and block those bills, and then come election time, they point the finger at them, telling them, well, you ain't done nothing. Nothing gets done because they block those bills so they can have something to run on. This last Congress, the Republicans controlled the Congress, was the most least productive Congress ever because they didn't want to pass anything. Okay? So we, not just Black people, but the citizens, period, we're impatient people. We don't want to keep paying all these high prices, high gas prices. I get it. The problem, what's going to happen now is Trump getting reelected. He don't have the guise of Obama's economy anymore. He's coming in on an economy that the GDP growth has grown. Okay, the economy is turning around. The problem is that we're not feeling it right now because the prices are still high. You know, what's about to happen is the prices is not going to go down. I'm here to let you all know that right now because once China done already made their chess move, they done already made it. They done already warned them and told them, you can kick this shit off if you want to. So I need us to understand that while we were upset about the migrant situation and everything, and we had every right to, We did not strategically think this through. We didn't. And we could have fought on local level to send a message to the Democratic machine here. You know what I'm saying? We did not, the Black people that voted for Trump only thought about themselves up here. We didn't think about how his policies and what they're about to implement is not only it's going to halfway affect us because we're in a blue state, but our brothers and sisters in the red states are about to catch it. Okay? This
No,
issue.
ma'am.
No, let her talk. Let her talk. Go ahead.
Because y'all need to hear this because there's a lot of misinformation that some of you have said as well as in the comments because they know we don't take the time to thoroughly investigate and read. You're pulling information from right-wing websites and news media, and sometimes you're regurgitating it, and it's not true. It's not true. You know, the problem is, for example, with the qualified immunity, there are people literally walking around saying, well, the police already got the qualified immunity. What they're not understanding is what he means is on a federal level, if he issue a national qualified immunity, there's nothing that will be able to happen to the police if they just gun us down. Right now, they can be charged. That brother, that cracker that killed that Breonna Taylor, he just got a charge. He just lost his case and was convicted federally. If Trump gives the police, when he gives that, they at this point, it's not a if, it's when now. You know what I'm saying? When he gives them qualified immunity, they will be able to do whatever they want to do with no repercussions, and there won't be a damn thing that we will not be able to do about it. Okay? The voter turnout for the mayoral election, how Brandon Johnson got reelected, was because nobody came to the polls and voted. The very people that voted for him are now mad and upset and complaining when they were warned not to vote for him in the first place. Yep. They were warned not to vote for him in the first place. So we have to understand what we're doing here. Are we still in slavery? Yes. But we need to know how to run the gambit. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying that we should be devoted to the Democratic Party. But our ancestors, did not sit up here and die for us to run to a party of white nationalists and bigots thinking these people care about us, and they're not. What you all that have voted for Trump have sat up here and done is, once they get rid of the Department of Education and that Title IV funding gets rid of, guess who that's going to disproportionately affect the most? Our kids, because our kids make up 75% of the public school system. You all did not think this through, and you don't have a damn system in place. And just in case when he does that, you don't have something in place for our kids to fall back on when he implements all of this.
Can I ask you a question? Hold it.
We didn't
ma'am,
nothing through.
I just want to ask you a question. How would, if we would have voted Kamala in to be president-elect, would you believe that we would have been, I'm speaking as Black people, not as a whole country, but as Black people, how would that would have benefited our race of people?
Because first of all, not only would we have had to have elected president, we would have had to elect both chambers of Congress to help us get bills passed that would benefit us.
Like what? Such as
That's
what?
The issue.
Such as what?
We don't. Her policies that she ran on. If we don't have,
what policy? What did she say? Hold on. What did she say she's going to do for our race of people? I'm talking about our group. You Black, right?
She didn't say anything specifically that she was going to do.
I thought so.
No Black. Let me say this to you, and I need you to understand this. No Black politician running on a national level can never be able to promise Black people something specifically because they will not win. They will not win. That's just the bottom line with that. If you want to your point, you said that if we in this country, and this is what I mean by playing with the uniform that you're issued, okay? if we don't live here, then we need to learn how to use people to our advantage. We don't know how to do that. You can't sit up here and put a president in office and then allow bigots to control Congress and the Senate, and then expect them to vote on legislation that's going to benefit us. The policies that Trump put in place that just happened to benefit the people that was black people that was getting money, they put them policies in place. They didn't put them in place for with black people in mind. It just happened to benefit black people. There's only one policy that I agree with that he did do, and that was the First Step Act. I have no qualms with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line is what they did, what they're about to do now, 8 to 12 months from now, we are going to be sitting here mad and complaining and crying. It's probably not going to affect us as much because of the state that we live in. Okay? The other thing I want to say is, no, I do not agree with the transgender policies that the Democrats have put in place. And this is exactly why they're losing their base. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But if you all are sitting up here saying you don't want to leave this country, then, because we are never going to have our own land on the United States.
Okay.
We're just not.
I ask you another question. So what's your thoughts on immigration?
My thoughts on immigration is, I think that what we didn't understand is, while yes, it was wrong for Brandon Johnson and the Democratic Party here to allow all those migrants into our neighborhood.
Well, why you say it was wrong? Why you say that was wrong?
Because they came up for money for them that they claimed that they didn't have for us. See, I need you all to understand what I'm saying.
When you say, hold on, when you say they, are you talking about the Republicans or the Democrats?
What do you mean?
No,
I'm talking about local. No.
Okay, we're talking about local. Okay, but
Democratic leadership.
Okay, all right. I just want to be clear.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, I just want to be clear.
Martin, I want to say something to this lady real quick. No, ma'am,
hold on.
I just want to say this real quick.
Something real quick. What I found out from one of my coworkers who happens to be Hispanic, who has relatives that stay down there. Somebody went down there and told them, that's why we started getting an influx of them. Somebody went down there and told them people to come to the border. Okay, go ahead, come on in. There was a reason for that.
You think it was the Republicans? You think it was the Republicans that told them?
Exactly who I believe. That's exactly who I believe it was, because they needed a platform to run on. That's why all of a sudden, the following year, the guy in the wheelchair down there in Texas decided to just bust him. He didn't give a damn about how that was going to affect us.
Okay. Let me.
So I think it
okay, ma'am. Hold it, ma'am. I'll let you go. I'll let you go for 20 minutes now straight. Let somebody else talk. You don't have to go anywhere. But I'm gonna let this
Martin,
brother.
I was trying to respond to some things.
I know the brother was okay. The brother was before her.
Ahead, let him go.
Let the brother, then I'll let you go, because she did go for a long time. I want to be fair to her. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Me. I stay in Houston, Texas, and I'm a Republican, and my state is a red state, and I voted for Trump. And Barack Obama was in office. Barack Obama did not do nothing for black people.
Nothing.
I did not. No. I did not make no money. Me, I'm a young man. As a young man, we try to make money out here so we can feed our family and everything. When Barack Obama was in office, I didn't make no money at all. No money at all. When Trump got in office, I made over the amount of money I made. I made a lot of money. It was too much money I made when Trump was out. It was too much money. So you saying that Barack Obama had to come in was going good? No, it was not going good. The only thing was going good. Barack Obama is probably like food stamps or whatever, or welfare for people who are welfare. That's it. But people with regular jobs did not make no man at all. And me, like I say, the immigrants you talking about Texas, we were busting immigrants. Yeah, we were busting immigrants because everybody was like saying let them in, especially the Democrats. It was all the Democrats were saying let them in. Okay, you gonna let them in and they'll stay in Texas and make our life hard? No. He did right. He supposed to bust them to the Democrat states who were saying let them in. It was your state, your government, or whoever over y'all Democrat, who over y'all saying that, or let them in, let them come. So he supposed to bust them to y'all state and bust them to y'all state. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, go ahead, Mother Diva.
Okay,
Mother Diva.
What I wanted to respond to the young lady that's on the call, because, ma'am, I'm actually, I don't know how much you heard what I said, but I'm in the Green Party. And we are independent third party that's grassroots. We don't take corporate dollars. We don't take PAC money. We're not like the red or the blue. We are grassroots and we do things organically. But what I wanted to share with you is that when I was doing some research on Danny Davis and some other people that were running against him several years ago, and I looked up different bills and laws that were on the floor or being passed in Congress. And I believe, based on what I saw, that the Republicans and the Democrats go back and forth. The Republicans will create bills, the Democrats will say no. The Democrats will create bills, they'll say no. It's a wonder anything gets this done because they're constantly fighting with each other. And Danny Davis is 83 years old. He is not fit to serve. All he does in there is sleep. I mean, when I said this from the beginning, Congress has turned into a senior citizen center and love and hip hop. They're sleeping, they're fighting, there's no decorum, there is no organization. It is all a mess. And hopefully that can be straightened out. But I just wanted to share that with you because it's equal on both parts. Both of those parties, a lot of them are no good. There are no good Republicans. There are no good Democrats. There are some good Republicans. There are some good Democrats. It just, we can't generalize it. Both of them have bad seeds and both of them have good seeds.
So let me give you an example right now. Okay. I agree with you. And Danny K. Davis just got reelected. That's a travesty. That's our fault. Because not enough of our people. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. The mayoral election that we just had. Okay. For the primary, I voted for Jamal Green because people were not listening to him. He had sound ideas that would have helped, and he was proposing policy that would have specifically helped us. Okay. Our people did not support him. So what happened was when the primary was decided, and it was the two candidates when it came down to Paul Vallis and Brandon Johnson, I worked at the Daily Center. And I'm just going to say this. I saw who Brandon Johnson was meeting with across the street at Corner Bakery.
Do you still work at the Daily Center?
No, ma'am. I knew then that I was not going to support him. Okay? I knew that then. So the bottom line is people were warned not to vote for Brandon Johnson. They were warned. He got in, but in addition, there was a low voter turnout. There was a low voter turnout. So the problem is I've seen, and I know it because I've seen it. We had people complaining about this presidential election. And I literally saw people saying, I saw one person said they hadn't voted since the Bush-Gore era. Then you don't deserve to have an opinion. I saw another person said they hadn't voted since Obama's second, when he was elected for the second term. We have an internal problem right now in terms of who we vote for and if you know what I'm saying, who we allow to get in office. Then we sit up here and allow these people to get in office and then turn around and get mad because now we saying, well, they didn't do nothing. But you had a candidate that probably would have done something and you didn't want him. All because you went off of what sounded good. Okay? But this is what I mean by playing with the uniform that we're issued.
Okay.
I agree with you. There was no way in hell that Danny K. Davis should have got reelected. But
and the reason he got reelected
on the west side and voted for the candidate that was running against him, not enough people came out in his district to vote otherwise, so he got reelected.
One of the reasons why he got reelected is because, unfortunately, you have people at the polls that give people information and tell them to vote the party. The worst thing a person can do is vote for an entire party. Number one, you don't know everybody in the party. Number two, you're supposed to vote for the individual because there are some bad people in these parties. But I just want to tell you, if you still work at daily...
That's what I mean by leveraging our votes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
If you still work at the Daily Plaza, I'm Mother Diva. I do the house music for noontime there.
I do. I see and hear a lot of things. That's how I know what I'm talking about. I see and hear a lot of things, and there's some high-profile people that come in that building.
Yeah.
This is why I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question. Do you think Paul Vallis, what would have been what would have been, because I don't live in Chicago, I live in the suburbs, so it wasn't my vote. But between Paul and Brandon. So what do you think what would have happened if Paul Vallis would have got it?
I don't believe for a second that Paul Vallis would have allowed all these migrants to come to this city. I just don't. I really don't believe that he would have allowed to allow all these migrants to come to the city. And I
know when they first came, Lori Lightfoot put them on a bus and sent them to Elk Grove Village.
She did. But see, let me tell you something. There's none, and I live in the hundreds. I live in Roseland. But I can tell you right now. And we are, if you know about Roseland, then you know where Morgan Park is and you know where Mount Greenwood is. There are no migrants in Mount Greenwood. And that's because they told them, you better not send them here. See, the problem with us is we sat up, stood in line for Jordan, and brought houses out in the suburbs. Now, instead of buying up the block, we sitting up here mad because now these migrants is living out of the buildings that we should have been buying. And we didn't do that. And now what's going on out there in the suburbs and what's going to be an influx, because I work in the court system, we're getting ready to have an influx of foreclosures because they done raised people's taxes out there in the south suburbs almost up to 30%.
Cook County taxes in the suburbs are atrocious. I live in the south suburbs.
I work in foreclosure. So this is why I know what I'm talking about. I work in foreclosure. If people don't lose their houses on just paying taxes alone, they're going to lose them on their mortgage because of the taxes have doubled and tripled out there. Instead of us staying in the city and holding our ground. And we did not.
A lot of people are blaming Fritz Kagi. What you think about that?
I think it is something to that. I really do. I think it is something to that because all of a sudden you get in office and everybody's taxes is doubling and tripling, and then you dragging your feet on doing what do you call it when you?
And then when they appeal to the Board of Review, that's why I was promoting Nico, who was the Libertarian candidate that was running against him. Larry Rogers apparently over at the Board of Review, it's been a lot of mess with him too.
Well, see, Larry Rogers works up under the he's with Preckwinkle. I don't work up under Preckwinkle.
Oh, well,
I work up under Martinez, who took over from Dorothy Brown, but she just got unseated. So the lady Saropoulos is getting ready to start her term December 2nd.
Yeah.
So I don't really, we don't intertwine with the Cook County commissioners. But I can tell you all without.
So Larry Rogers is on Board of Review. He's not a commissioner. He's on Board of Review.
Okay, he used to be though. He used to be a Cook County commissioner. So he's on the board of review now. I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of complaints about him.
Excuse me?
There's been a lot of complaints about him.
I can believe it. I mean, but see, goes back to what I was saying. I agree. The local Democratic Party, yes, they need a huge wake-up call, and they need a rude awakening. I agree with that on a local level. On a national level, Trump was not for us, and unfortunately, we're going to find that out. And I pray. I know Black folks are going to be able to survive it. I just don't want my girl, I have one daughter that's of age to get pregnant, and I hope she does not get pregnant, because if anything goes wrong, then her life is going to be at stake. It's too much.
Hold it. What you mean anything goes wrong? What do you mean?
Okay, so let me explain this to you. Okay, so the lie that was being pushed by T Daddy was they were just doing late term abortions all willy nilly, and that's what was not true. And this is what I felt the Democratic Party. The problem with the Democratic Party is they don't know how to effectively communicate their message. That's another issue. If the fetus is not viable enough to survive beyond the womb, then the fetus can't survive beyond the womb, then that's what becomes a late-term abortion. The problem is that they were saying that people were just having late-term abortions while the baby was alive, and that wasn't true. Doctors in Texas and other red states with the abortion bans were not, they won't service the woman who doesn't have a viable fetus. So then she has to sit and wait to damn near on her deathbed before they get the green light to go ahead and treat her. The problem with that is the reason why the doctors won't treat her, because they have laws on the books that will lock the doctors up if they try to perform life-saving care. This is why the women have been dying because of that. So you got policies like this that if they mandated federally, whether it's a blue state or a red state, that's going to affect everybody. And that's not right. That is not right at all. You're making a woman live with a dead fetus in her, and she's got to be damn near on her deathbed before she can get help. But because there was so much misinformation out there, and I saw Negroes all on Facebook saying, oh, y'all supported that, calling Kamala Harris a bitch and a Hindu hoe and all of this stuff. And, it's what happened, what we as Black women, those of us, we cannot continue to put our capes on anymore. I'm not doing it. And we are very distrustful, including the 20% that supported Trump. We trust nobody right now. But with that being said is, we just better hope and pray that the policies that he is about to enact does not affect our loved ones. And you have some people that are so pissed off. Well, I hope this happened to your loved one. And I don't want to see anything happen to our people. I want to see our people make it through the next 4 years. But we better hope and pray. We better hope and pray that whatever he enacts is not detrimental for these next coming years, because he already allowed COVID to come into this country.
That's not true. That is
did.
not true. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
I was watching him. Let me tell you what happened. On January 31st,
to come in this country. Yes, he did.
On January 31st, he actually stopped entry into the country from China because he heard about the disease of whatever it is.
That is not true.
Ma'am, it's in the art.
Yes, he did.
Online.
He did. And the Arab countries.
And they got mad at him and they told him he was wrong for shutting down the borders and letting people come in here. He was wrong. Then 3 months later, you had all this pandemic. It would have been worse if he hadn't stopped it.
I'm going to tell you all exactly what happened. in November 2019, and you all can look this up to verify what I'm about to say. In November 2019, the news kept reporting on a disease, on a flu-like symptom-like disease that was going around in China, and how much people was dying. They kept asking him about COVID and what was his thoughts on it and what was he intending to do to keep it from spreading here. He called it a hoax. You can look up what I'm saying. He was,
but he did close the. He did try to close the borders down.
January 30, he was forced on January 31st.
Hope it was a lie anyway.
He said it
was a lie.
Because his people had to make him do it. He did not want to do it. Second of all, the state of Illinois.
That just proves he has no power.
No, he do has power. The bottom line is what's about.
He has some power, but the power lies in the House.
Okay, but so what you think's gonna happen now when the Republicans get control of the House?
They already got control of the House.
Way better than the Democrats.
Yeah, you keep thinking that, and the next time you worrying about your money, because brother, let me tell you something. Whether you in a Benz or a Buick, when that cop pull you over, you think he gonna ask you whether you voted for Trump or not? You think he gonna ask you that?
The cops are pulling people over in both administrations, ma'am.
Ask that brother who was tapping for the police on the national level doing what happened with George Floyd. Oh, my bad. You can't ask him because they killed him. Doing big cap for the police.
Ma'am, under both administrations, it's always going to be racist cops.
And I understand that, ma'am. The difference with you all what you all keep failing to realize is, yes, racism is never going to lead this country. That's the bottom line.
I did not vote for Trump, so don't put me in that.
But what I will say is,
I did.
What I had every right to. I ain't vote for Kamala either. I wrote in Jill Stein.
Hey, that's a good thing.
She was exposed too, but that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, but I'm aware of those things as well.
What the bottom line is, the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans as it pertains to handling the police, I would rather have the Democratic policies that I know for a fact that if an officer murders me or my child, they will be held accountable for it. That's the difference. And if you keep thinking that a bunch of white nationalists and bigots got so bad, and if they have control of all three chambers of the House, the Senate, and the White House, I hope you're ready.
Hey, man.
But what do you say about the Democratic Party? The Democratic Party playing in Black people's face, especially in Chicago.
That just goes to me that you're only listening to responding to me instead of listening to actually intaking what I'm telling you.
In actuality, ma'am, I'm working, and I might have missed something that you said, but the point of it is, you seem like you hip hooray and kind of disappointed because Kamala lost, and hoping for a downfall when that's the problem with our country, period. It shouldn't be no discord, period. Those people that's elected supposed to represent the American public, not the top 1%, not corporate America. They're supposed to represent us for the most part, and they haven't been, and the Democrats have shown, and you should know because you work in City Hall or wherever you said you work. Oh, okay.
That's a different government. See what I'm saying?
Basic information. Wherever you work, ma'am. Okay, well, wherever you work, I got to misconstrue. There's no argument about that. But
Cook County government.
I understand, but you live and you know about Chicago politics, and you see how our neighborhoods in Chicago look in comparison to 1960, 1970. It has deteriorated under a totally controlled Democrat Party.
Okay, so
Wait. No, ma'am. You just spoke. You just
that the Democratic Party locally needs to shake up. Did you not hear me say that?
Ma'am, I'm talking about you hip and the ran for a certain situation. When the question, the problem at hand is that the Democrats have played in black people's face and corrupted our own went against their own people in the city. I can see somebody else that hasn't lived in a Democratic city or new voters or something like this. I'm 63 years old. I've lived in Chicago all my life. I don't live in Chicago. I live in the south. I live in the suburbs now, but I still have family. You're very rude, ma'am. You people sit back and let you talk and say your space, but anytime somebody else, you'll interject every time. But the bottom line.
So I apologize for that.
So,
I'm passionate.
You gotta be respectful. You gotta be respectful. You know, I let you flow about 20 minutes. Go ahead.
And I'm passionate also, but try to be respectful. The whole thing in a nutshell. Wow. The whole thing in a nutshell, a person that has lived in Chicago knows there hasn't been a Republican to hold nothing back in the city of Chicago, pretty much the state of Illinois. And we have strong representation. Before the Latinos even got seats as aldermen, we had strong representation. And it's the Democratic Party that has left the neighborhoods the way they are. And to further put it, with these migrants being put here, if you smart enough to know all the stuff you know, and anybody like you or me know that there was an agenda behind these migrants coming here, and
you know what?
It led up to vote.
Martin.
Okay.
It led up to getting them to vote. That's all I have to say.
Okay, well, let me see.
You know what? Just a couple of things I wanted to acknowledge what this gentleman was saying. You know, the question has been, what will these Democrats, or what have they done, or even people running for office, what have they specifically done for African American people? And here's the thing: when you were talking about local government, I've gone to the Chicago City Council meetings, and half of that city council is, I'm just gonna put it out there, a lot of them are gay, openly gay. And you know what they have done? They have created initiatives to help the gay community, the Latin people that are in there. They have created initiatives to help the Latino community. But what has a lot of the African American city council done to help the African American community? And then going back to, you were talking about, ma'am, about Kamala's policies and what she would do. Kamala Harris was not interested in winning this election. She ran for the campaign money, and if she wanted to become president, she could have asked Joe Biden to step down and finish his term, or she could have invoked the 25th Amendment with the cabinet and had him put out. She could have done that 2 years ago, and she could have done that when she was selected to run in his place. She did not want to win. She got $1 billion. Her career's over, so she could go to an island and sip on lemonade. And that's the end of it.
Okay, well,
all
right.
You wrong on that, but let me say this,
ma'am.
If I'm wrong on that, why did she ask Biden to step down and become president? Why did she invoke the 25th Amendment? That man is clearly not fit to serve, and that is elder abuse. He shouldn't have even been running. That was senior abuse.
Do you want to know why she didn't do that? And it's our biggest downfall. And I think this is the biggest lesson that Black women who knew
she can do it now.
Ma'am.
Why doesn't she do it right now? She got too much.
You want to know why? Because we are too loyal by default. And that's our downfall.
She's a fool.
Are too loyal by default.
Kamala Harris is not Black. She's mixed race like me.
Ma'am, the woman, so Jamaicans not Black now? Let's not.
You got white Jamaicans.
That's not right. She's a Black. She's Black.
No, she's mixed
and
race.
our people sat up
European Jamaican
for that, and she never ran on identity politics. You all just fell in the right wing.
No, listen, I follow Kamala from when she was in California. She specifically talked about her Indian heritage. Yes, you cannot find any video footage of her from 30 years ago where she claimed that she was African or Black. She started saying that when it was convenient for her.
That's a lie, because they got a tape from 2006 when she was DA over San Francisco, where she acknowledged that she was a Black woman when she was talking about how to implement crime. That tape can be found. See, this is what I'm talking about. The misinformation.
Yeah, it was probably during an election year. Yeah, and it was probably when she was, and it was probably when she was running for office. I said when it fits her agenda.
Oh, okay, ma'am. All right. Well, the bottom line
when
is,
you run for office, you become whatever you can to get the vote.
Clearly, y'all didn't listen to nothing I just said in terms of city council and what you
I
said.
agree with a lot of the things you said, ma'am.
The bottom line is, in terms of what you said in regards to half of the city council being gay and what did the Black city council members do for Black people, we have to learn how to take voter accountability. Why did those people keep getting reelected? Because A, the people that know them kept reelecting them, and B, not enough of us was going to the polls. Now, you know, if that's a fair concept for us to grasp, for people to grasp, then so be it. I'm only responsible for what I say. I'm not responsible for what people can comprehend. The bottom line is, if we don't start paying attention to who we're electing locally, we're going to be mad at a national level and keep making consequential decisions. And, you know, at the end of the day,
that is 100% correct.
I wish you all a blessed night. Have a great evening. And
you too, honey.
That's all I have to say.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, thank you.
7997.
Go ahead, man, real quick so I can close it out. Come on.
I want to ask you a question real quick, Martin.
Oh, man, I'm not answering no questions, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Answer this.
I'm trying to get off here, man.
If you think the blacks was getting at least half of what the migrants getting, don't you think Kamala Harris would have won?
No, she wouldn't have won. She's not even. Listen, first of all, she got to get over the hump of I don't think America is ready for a Black woman to be president at all. That's number one. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If they didn't vote for Hillary to win, I know they weren't gonna vote for her. Trust me. And it was so many issues. She lost out with Black people. What cost her the election when she said that she would not give Black people reparations? What caused her the election when she allowed over 23 million migrants come across the border? And not only that, she financed that, brother. Don't you know what that did to the Black community?
Yeah.
I think
Obama messed her up.
Yeah. Then that's another thing to mess up. He coming in trying to tell us what to do and how to do it.
Yep. And that's another reason why I didn't vote for her.
Yeah. Then, you know, it's a lot of the issues that she had, you know, she wasn't articulate enough to explain her points. She got caught in so many lies, man.
She kept doing stuttering and stuff.
So my thing is, you had Democrats voted Republican.
Joe Biden.
Yeah. You had Democrats. Then they asked her a question. what would you do different from Joe Biden? You said, I would do everything, just
Right.
she just
But I think it would have turned out a little better for her if she would have gave us half of the money that the migrants were getting. I think it would have turned out a little better.
That wasn't gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah,
all
I know
right,
it wasn't gonna happen, but if she wouldn't have done it.
That wasn't gonna happen, brother.
Right.
That wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
I know.
But by the way, people, you could be white and be a Jamaican. That's what I want to let people know that. So there are white Jamaicans. So don't be necessarily you're black because you're Jamaican. So just put that out there and all that. And first of all, we still all are Americans. Those of us are legal citizens, regardless of who got the House or got Congress, whatever. We all have to still come together, period. It's Democrats had their turn to reign. Now it's the Republicans, and whether we like it or love it, we just have to deal with it, period.
Martin, we need to do a show on why all these people are dying. Candyman just died an hour ago.
Wow.
Tony Todd.
Oh, wow.
I mean, everybody's dying. I think it's the vaccine. It didn't cause all these strokes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't take it.
I'm glad I didn't take it.
Me neither.
They didn't get me. They didn't get me.
Look at all the people we just had pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Prince Sister died. Tito died. Quincy Jones died. Tony Todd. I mean, all these people are dying. They're just dying off every day. I mean, people die every day, but it just seems lately it's been so many. And I'm telling you, I believe it's vaccine related. Everybody that took that vaccine in 2021 and 2022, within 2 to 7 years, them people gonna be dead.
Okay, Mama Diva, that's a whole nother show.
Now that's my prediction. You looking for a prediction?
Yeah, I do look for a prediction from you. All right, people, you already know what it is. Live.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
I love being black. All right, good night, people. Thank y'all so much. It was a great show.
I love being mixed.
Listen. Girl, I don't care what you say. You black. But I understand what you do.
No, I'm saying.
I heard that. Listen, it was a great show. I need all my YouTubers and my Facebookers. Make sure you share the video. Please do that. Tag someone. Thank you so much. We need to move up a little bit in the algorithm. We need to move up. All right. Let people know that I'm back on another channel.